Big Shotty V, Big Shotty V,
Yeah.
What's good? Welcome to the Morning Cup of Culture Show. I'm your host, Brooke Black. This is the community we're building with inclusiveness, diversity, and belonging through social justice, culture, and music. Today, I got something really good cooked up for you. I got Bronze Nazareth on the line. What's up, bro?
What's the word, Brooke? How you doing?
I'm amazing. This is a great day for me. I'm really excited to be chopping it up with you. So are you in Michigan? Where are you at in the world?
Yeah, I'm in Michigan. I'm over in Detroit. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Home studio and all that.
Okay, that's what's up. How long have you had a home studio?
Oh shoot. Since what? Well, this is like my fourth one. I've been moving on up on them. But so I had this building. This I bought a new house. August of 20. So
Okay.
we're here in a new crib, nice big spacious joint. And so I've had this for a year. But other than that, I had, my last crib. We was studio. We on like Black Day Studio 5 now. We had a building. It was kind of a wild area in Detroit, so a lot of stuff happened. We had to kind of
kind of different.
It got kind of hot over there, but other than that, I always got a little studio wherever I'm at. So
right. Let's talk about that. When did you decide you wanted to be a producer?
Man, probably it's gonna sound like a whole bunch of years ago, but 94. I was in high school, and I was already writing raps and shit. So I was like, yo, I need my own shit to record on, because I was just, jumping on people's instrumentals and shit like that.
Okay.
I did a crazy one to Goody Mob Cell Therapy. It was like crazy, had people going crazy, but that was like, yo, so I gotta get my own beats. I gotta find my own sound, you know what I mean? So my rhyming really led me into producing, and that was like, I've been making beats since late 90s, you know what I mean?
What was your first digital audio workstation? DAW for short. Do you remember?
That was the Cool Edit.
Cool Edit. I used that. Taking me way back. No Fruity Loops for you?
I never did Fruity Loops. I went from I jumped from the Cool Edit right into Pro Tools and shit. So
okay.
My homie White Lotus, he sent me over some Pro Tools hardware. So from there on, it was like, that's the industry standard. So let me just use that joint. You know what I mean?
Do you remember your first beat?
Let me see. Vaguely, I probably threw it away.
Throwaway.
Like, we had this album called The Unknown, me and my brother Kevlar 7, and those are some of my first beats on there. A label came and reissued it in like 05, and so those are some of my first beats on there. So probably one of my earliest was a joint on there called Moral of the Story. Yeah. So
okay.
I
want to pay respect to your brother. You mentioned him, and so I definitely want to pay respect to him.
R.I.P. my bro,
So how did you navigate that? So going from Cool Edit and producing your first, beats and everything, were people trying to get at you? Were you just doing your own, or were you producing for other artists at that point?
Yeah, no, it was just me on my own, man. I was just making beats for me and Cav, you know what I mean? So
okay.
It was just me dolo, learning how to do it all. And then really the first person that really jumped in full steam was Silver Rings, was the first Wu-Tang Killer B. And so he just started hearing my stuff, because me and my brother had a website like way back then with some music on it.
So MySpace or?
Well, no, it was actually our own joint. It was
that's what's up.
Yeah, it was like theunknown.com, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you were hip to the grind way back then. You knew how to navigate way back then.
I don't know how. I just knew that it was, you could reach a lot more people, off the internet.
Right.
I was like, yo, let's put our shit up there. And that's where Silver Rings found it. And Silver Rings was like, yo, I got to get you to RZA. So that's how it all pretty much unfolded. You know what I mean?
How did you navigate the various record labels and deals?
You know what?
You have a manager? Or?
Nah, I do all my business myself. You know what I mean? I'm my own manager. I got hip to the contracts, working with my lawyer, working with my guy M80. So like the contracts are easy to read now, you know what I mean? So I kind of just felt my way around. I did have a sucker deal, my first deal with Baby Grand or whatever, but I kind of knew it was some bullshit, but I was like, yo, let me get in here and get my name known first. So
right.
with the labels, you just, you stretch them as much as you can. You try to work with them, and then, they might do some funny shit. You handle it.
What advice would you have for someone just coming into the game when it comes to navigating whether indie or signing with a record label?
My advice would be to get your work ethic up, because like nowadays they don't, they're not doing all the artist development. They're not doing this, that, and the other. They
Right.
want you to come in with the product ready. So I would say just start building your name first. Put out 2, 3, 4, 5 projects, and then wait for them to come to you. They'll come to you if you're making enough noise and you believe.
Let's talk about projects. The project, for instance, has really changed from the EP to the LP to where we are right now. Do you feel like the long play albums are still relevant?
I do. I think they're relevant. I just think that the shorter joints are more effective right now because, I don't know, people's attention span ain't like so much music coming out. And it's like you used to get an album, like when I got Supreme Clientele, I listened to that joint for like 2 months straight. You know what I mean? Now it's
Right.
like you get a week with a record and the next one is out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm kind of on the edge with that. I like a long, full album, but also know that, some people ain't got time for all that these days. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm a cover to cover girl. I like the intro to the outro to the hidden tracks to all that jazz that you had to have the disc in order to get the hidden tracks. So
I love the linear notes and all that shit. I love it.
Yeah. Album art, it's like it's completely changed. Do you ever see it going back to the press disc or anything like that?
I don't know about the disc, but I know that the vinyl's coming in heavy because now people are on the art covers and the collector's piece, because now that it's all digital, you listen to the whole album and never even see it again. You know what I mean? It might be buried in your phone, but you got the LPs, the 12 inches. I think it's coming back hard to that. It's definitely been a crunch to get stuff printed up. So it's coming back heavy, very heavy. I don't know about CDs though.
Yeah, I'm looking at my collection like maybe it's time to throw away. Anyway, so I want to go back into the music and the craft of what you do, because I feel like maybe people tapping into this don't know who you are. So you've had your hands in almost every major album that I've listened to for the past 15 years. So how do you get that opportunity? Is it through your lawyer? Is it through A&R? Is it through, Black Day in July? Like, how do you get those opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, you named a lot of them. It's various, Sometimes I just go get shit. Like with the Roc Marciano album, I was like, yo, I want to get some rock beats. You know what I mean? The Stove God album is amazing. Rock solos, beats are always amazing. So I'm like, yo, I need to get some rock beats. So, then you just go get it. You know what I mean? That's one of my big all-time pieces of advice is don't wait for the shit to come to you. Go get that shit. If I'd have went and got it earlier in my career, I probably would have been further along faster. But I kind of felt like, yo, I'm signed. Shit got to fall in my lap now. But
right.
You still got to go get it. Yeah, you still got to go get it. So with these projects, it's like, let me go get it. I hollered at Crook to do the Crook project. I hollered at Roc. With the Ghostface thing, it was my A&R, M80. He came through with the opportunity and they wanted to do it. So, let's go. So it comes in a plethora of ways, you know what I mean? But usually involves me going and chasing it and getting it and making it happen, you know what I mean?
Okay. If someone wants to rock with you or Black Day, how do they approach that situation?
They can hit up my boy Gage or our Twitter online or Instagram. We listen to pretty much everything. We're open to whatever. Got to be good, you know what I mean? Good music. Good music is what we based on. So like, if it ain't high level, just wait until you get high level and then send us something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's go back to your craft. So how do you approach a project? when it comes to producing or even just lyricism? Do you start with like a drum roll? Do you start with a bass line? How do you do that?
That's another thing. It's various ways. Like if I catch a great melody, then you got to find the drums that don't overpower it, that complement it right. And so I might start with a melody and then layer everything on it. Or sometimes I'm like, yo, I need a up tempo joint. Let me get some 92, 93 BPMs and put the sample onto that. You know what I mean? So it's just a mixed bag. It's several ways everything comes along. Like but with projects, I like to do it naturally. So
yeah,
I guess I don't come in with the set idea of, yo, I want to make a song about eating lobster in Maine. And I want to, no, it's just, my shit is more like free association shit. You know what I mean? Lines, colorful. You know, I've put it all together, but to me, it has to connect still. And so, like a lot of my songs, you'll hear the first verse starts in a certain way, and then the second verse might start in a mirrored way, like something similar. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, I'm kind of a really organized writer. I like to have shit, I don't know, be in that mode or whatever. So, it's 100 different ways a project might start. You know what I mean? I might start with just writing some rhymes to the air, and then like, yo, I need this type of feel on the beat to this, and then I'll make that joint. You know what I mean?
Which is the creative process, right?
Up.
Now you've definitely had your hat in the ring with some major talent and major household names, if you will. Have you ever had a point where you had to pull back on your lyricism or your delivery to not outshine the other artists on the record?
You know what? I should have.
Okay.
One of the most the earliest lessons I've been reading. I've been getting into this a little deeper. I've read it before, but you know, getting into it, you know what I mean, getting into it and learning everything. But the first lesson they teach you in there is don't outshine your masters. You know what I mean? Right. So I think early on I used to go so hard with my bars and verses that it was songs that the album would come out and my verse is gone, and I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we wanted heat, but I had to go back to that rule and realize, yo, you really can't just come on here outshining everybody, or you might get cut. So yeah. I haven't really let up. I don't really go into the joint like, I'm about to kill him on here. I'm about to murder this. But
oh, you lost sound, bro. I can hear you.
What's that?
Oh, there you go. You're back. I lost sound for a minute. So when it comes to that situation and you find out you're not on the track, that might be discouraging to some people, but I see it as a compliment in a way. How do you navigate that? Do you go to your lawyers? Like, because some of these features are probably not cheap, I imagine. So right. How do you navigate that? Is it just chalk it up, or?
Chalk it up. You know, I'm not the type of dude to go back and be like, man, how come my joint didn't make it, bro? Like, what happened? I kind of give it a little smile, like
a little nod to the game. Okay.
I hear the other verses and be like, okay, I know why. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just chalk it up. I'm not one of them dudes to come back and argue shit or pressure people. Now, if it didn't make it, it didn't make it for a reason. You know what I mean? So
right. Now, do you consider yourself underground then? Because when I hear underground, your name comes up a lot, but you work with a lot of, you know, mainstream artists, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm all of that. I'm underground. You could put me in the underground category, but you could also, you know, throw me in with the big boys. You know, I think I'm on a pro level with it. I think I've shown and paid my dues. You know what I mean? So, maybe not mainstream like radio play and all that, but I'm definitely reaching up to the household name status and shit. So
what do you feel at this point in the culture keeps? I mean, for me, when I hear your music, that's music. You know what I mean? That's something that is going to stand the test of time. It's going to be here for decades. You have a huge catalog and a huge legacy. How is it that those don't make it to radio? Is it politics? Is it money?
Yeah, it's the politics, the whole game. So you could go on the radio and hear the 10 same artists played each hour on different shows and shit. Everybody knows, that shit is paid. You know what I mean? There's a lot of payoffs going on, a lot of behind the scenes politics. So yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely part of that. You know what I mean? The promo is big, and the promo is what costs the most money when you're trying to put projects out, run labels, this, that, and the other. So to get the right promo, and even you might even get some promo, pay all this type of shit, and it's not effective.
Right.
But
I mean,
yeah,
yesterday, right? You could have had X amount of dollars invested in social media yesterday, and you just out the window. So knowing that that's relevant in our culture, how do you feel about, like, so we have terrestrial radio, right? And then we have FM, AM radio. Do you feel like there's a division between the two because of these type of, I don't know, opportunities? Like, I could hop online and listen to radio now, right? Or I could turn my radio on. I prefer radio. But what about you? Like, how do you get your music that you listen to?
I listen online. You know what I'm saying? I got the Apple account or whatever. So I pay my monthly fee, and I check the music. So basically streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
personally, like when I find an album and I'm streaming it and it's A1, I buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I always will buy the album of somebody whose shit I feel and support. You know what I mean? So I definitely stream. I'll stream it up, and if your shit ain't hot, then I'm not buying it. But if it's dope, it's getting bought so that I can have it right there on my phone. Cause like we were talking about earlier, I'm still a collector. And if
Yeah, same.
I can get the vinyl, then I'll collect that shit on my phone for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about albums. Was it '05 you won Album of the Year?
Yeah. Wu-Tang Meets Indie Culture was Independent Album of the Year, Source Magazine, which was the epitome of accolades, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Source Magazine look. So yeah, '05. Yep.
Did you anticipate that caliber of success for that project?
No, I had no idea. I was just happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? We on the label. I know it's some dope dudes on this album, so I know it's gonna do something. But I think it came out and sold like 80 to 100,000 independent in the first month or so. So it was crazy. I didn't expect it at all. You know what I mean? But it was beautiful. Yeah.
So some people, probably going back to what I said earlier, some people might not know your reach as far as, production goes, executive producing. Is there any projects that maybe we don't know about that you had your hand in?
Um, you know what? It's just a lot of shit out there. Because I also engineer, so I might have a client hit me up like, yo, can you mix this verse, or can you do this, or can you remix this, or put this verse over here? And so I do a lot of that. So I mean, I've done stuff for people you wouldn't even expect. Like I've rearranged some Snoop stuff, like official. I just stuff like that you wouldn't think I'm in here doing, but I'm definitely doing, mixing it up and working with these heavyweight vocals and shit like that. So it's probably a ton of albums that you might look in and be like, oh shit, Bronze had this credit in here. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean it's a bunch of them. I can't really name some off the top of my head because it's a really long list. I've done a lot of Killer Priest stuff. I've done a lot of Corrupt. I've done some stuff for him and M80, and yeah, it's a lot of little engineer work and stuff that I had my hand in. That if there's a gold plaque or something coming, I definitely get one as far as being involved.
Yeah.
In the album. I mean,
How about like jingles or movies or anything like that?
um, yeah, I've done a few jingles. I did something for the New York Knicks a few years ago when I
New
did a
York
song.
made?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. I did Samsung Galaxy, I think 6. I did the music on that commercial. They was playing it at the NBA Finals and all type of shit. I did this crazy. I produced and rapped a song for AIG Insurance Company.
Oh, okay.
So I just, it was kind of like an inside thing for them to show to their clients at a meeting. And so I did that joint, and they paid me, and they went crazy. They loved it. I was just like throwing out these terms they gave me, and some of the names of the executives, and they loved it. Okay. So yeah, I do little side stuff like that all the time.
Okay. The reason I ask is because I feel like it's important to know when an artist should say no to a project. Indeed. Not to name names, obviously, but when do you know when to say no? Is that an AR decision? Is that a personal decision? A money decision? Obviously, it varies, but.
Okay, so for me, it comes in it's like a couple layers. First, it's the personal decision for me because I can't just fuck with everybody, you know what I mean? I got to make sure I have this thing about I don't want my beats to get ruined, you know what I mean? Like every beat for me is like, it's my little baby.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody jumping on here doing no bullshit, you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm kind of picky when it comes to that shit. So that's my first layer. I'll be like, if I don't like what you're doing, if I don't like your rap, if I don't like the lyrics,
okay,
I'm good. All money ain't good money, and that leads into my second one.
Right.
The money, I got to be compensated. You know what I mean? This is what I do. I feed my family with this shit. So, I'm not being greedy. I'm not out for the biggest price I can get. I usually am like, what's your target price you want to spend? What you working with? And we'll figure it out. So, and then number 3 will be like, it might be the A&R, or if we can't get it out to a good label or get good promo for it, then I'm good as well. You know what I mean? So personal, money, and then business for me.
I like it. That's a good structure. The Trinity, right? Holy Trinity. Are you religious at all?
I'm not really a religious person. I'm more spiritual than religious based. You know what I mean?
Okay. The reason I ask is the wise men. How did you come up with that?
Really, man, that was just a bunch of hood niggas. We need to be wise and make wise moves.
Okay.
And also, grow and mature into men. You know what I mean? So that was really just. It wasn't religious based. You know what I mean? It was just us trying to get into a higher mental mode. You know what I mean? To be more wise.
I like that. Do you feel like, well, let me ask this. How do you deal with stress? Because you're in the industry, it's a very cutthroat, if you will, lane to be in. How do you deal with stress?
I smoke. Smoke a lot of weed. I've been since it became legal in Michigan, I've been growing. So
okay.
I got my little warehouse where I grow some plants at. And that's actually, even besides smoking, it's a good hobby. It's a good thing to keep your mind on something, clipping the trees, you know what I'm saying, mixing your nutrients right, making sure you're doing this right, making sure you're keeping the temperature right and all that. So I do that. And I've been exercising. You know what I mean? I like to do exercise. It makes me feel good, makes my body feel good. And I recently started working with this trainer. It's called Russian Bear Training.
That sounds intense.
I've been doing this Russian Bear. Shout out to Vadim. I've been doing this Russian Bear training for like 3 months, and he got me. I've lost like 25 pounds.
Wow.
So it's good. And I found out that's a great relief for my stress levels and shit, to get my day going. Helps me think clearer, gets the blood flowing and all that. You know what I mean? So exercise, and I smoke a lot. You know what I mean?
Indica, sativa, whatever the mood.
Whatever the mood. You know what I mean? Whatever whichever high I'm reaching for, that's the one. I love hybrids, the most and shit. So
let's go back to your craft. You had a joint come out earlier this year with Recognize Ali, Season of 7. The video came out in like May or June. Bro, it blew me away. Is that Les Brown on there?
Yeah, that's Les Brown on there. Yep.
That's crazy. Like, you're taking motivational, inspirational people and integrating them into hip hop. What made you choose to do that?
It was inspirational to me, and it fit perfectly on the song.
It did.
No, I mean, I catch stuff like that online or whatever, and it's powerful. Words are powerful. You know what I mean? Words have meaning, and so for him to be saying this stuff, and I felt it, bro. Like my brother had just died, and I was listening to a lot of it. And if you check the Bundle Raps album that I did with Leaf Dog, it's a song called Immaculate. I got Les Brown on there as well. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I did those two joints around the same time, and I was really into Les, man. He be having them words, man.
He does. I'm very familiar. I heard his voice and I was like, oh shit, no, you didn't. It blew my mind once again.
That's very powerful. So that's what led me to putting it on there, you know.
So is that a conversation you got to have with him, or is that a sample rights? How did you?
It's just a sample, you know what I
mean? Okay. I was just curious. Mum's the word. Let's talk about Precipice. How did that joint come about?
I mean, that was just like I said, I hollered at Roc, like, yo, let's I'm ready to mix it up. Like, he had hit me before about getting beats from me. And he actually told me I'm one of the best with it in the beat. So, you know, that was crazy to me. And then, you know, so months later, after I didn't get any beats on nothing, which that's fine, that happens. I was just thinking like, yo, why don't I get some beats from him? You know what I mean? So we walked into it. We did all the, you know, took care of business and everything. And then the first folder he sent me, the first two joints I immediately took. One of them was called Crazy Horse, and then the other beat was called Crows, which is the Precipice. And so once I heard the Crows beat right away, I was like, yo, definitely taking this one. And then I got all the beats together, and then that's the first one I wrote, the Precipice. And so it's just like, I feel like I'm in a great place. I'm on the top of the mountain. I'm on the precipice of greatness. You know what I mean? So that was the feeling I felt on that joint, and that's how it came out. You know what I mean?
Can we play it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Are we playing? I think it paused.
So I took it. Big up to K7, man. RIP, my nigga. Marshall. A nigga scripted, wax upon racks, watch me lift it like a Max spray, turning 360. This that retina for retina, Old Testament, Bill Bixby, green excellence, Exodus, blessed eclipse. You could bet him on that precipice. You could bet him on that precipice, nigga. The flow switching like an undercurrent conditions from bricks. I wrote a sermon from
hello commercial like 2 weeks after we did this. I was like, oh shit.
Beach, Augusta Peach twerking. The SK and make him lean, don't need that syrup worked in. Fresh paint, that's how I bleed, nigga. Watch me nurse it. Ruger never jammed, I could write my name in cursive. I came off Joy Road, risk no happiness for certain. Rockin' Tim's in summer, got the extra clips inserted. You behold a spectacle, my tech glow introverted. Coughing on your coffin, Lord, I wrote a church of verses. Got bodies on his hand like a horde of hospice nurses. I copped the land, Louisiana Purchase. The igloo trap combs, a cyclone herbalist. Big stock, I burn the crisp bluefin tuna dish. Whiskey that gelato, smoke cloud, Kilimanjaro. Slugs fly through your pumpkin top, sleepy hollows, nigga. A nigga scripted, wax upon racks, watch me lift it like a Max spraying, turning 360. This that retina for retina, Old Testament, Bill Bixby, green excellence, Exodus, blessed eclipse. You could bet him on that precipice. You could bet him on that precipice. Yeah, soprano dreams, more beans, it's more ops. For round of green, gutter pig, that's a pork chop. I told you he a devil, that's a warlock. Yo, he was in the Chevy when the Lord knocked. Coretta Scott Queen on my arm locked. I'm 2 chess moves ahead to catch a thief at the pawn shop. Short barrel and a long shot. Long barrel in this short plot scorched his route. You don't even buy that bullshit you pouring out for an account. I'ma fly offshore for an account. Labels tried to sway me, tried to pry me out. Saber-tooth tiger couch, I'm a rider now. I'm high as ever, let me fly you out. This the Riot House, Otis Perry, the grimy route. I had the will to move an iron mount. Your living will couldn't cover my prior house, let's line them out. I cold case your entire worth to buy the hearse. Long stick, Willie Mitch on that drum work.
Visually, how did you know that this is the way you wanted to go here?
You know what? It was actually just like spur of the moment. I was in LA. We was getting the business taken care of with Fat Beats, and 80 was like, "Yo, you want to do a video?" You know, 80 is like that. And 80 would be like, boom, 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 boom. Next, you know, you do all this stuff. Right. And so I was like, yeah, let's do the video. And so, you know, we did the video like on the Sunday that I left, right before I flew out. We did the video. It was out in the train yard in LA. And so, I don't know. I think it just fit. It fit well because, you know, all the colors.
Right. That bar where you're like, I write my name in cursive and you got that cursive graffiti in the background. It's like, you know, they don't even teach cursive in school anymore. Like,
I know, yo, I found that out. Like, my kids was going to school and they was like, yo, I don't know how to write cursive. I said, what you mean you don't know how to write cursive? They don't teach you this shit? Nah. Like, wow.
Yeah. The hidden language we got.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the new album that's about to drop on Friday, the 8th. Right? Is it the 8th?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
yep.
the 8th.
Over 8th. Indeed.
Let's talk about that. What can we expect from this project?
I think it's that high level writing. I took care of the bars on here, like I always do. But I'm careful with every line. You know what I mean? I want them all to mean something. So I mean, just the high level lyricism and like what Beats Rock is known for. So we got that jazzy, soulful. I got one of them piano joints. Then I got this one song that's particularly crazy. It's called Survivor's Vow. And basically I'm on this song and I'm just telling, I'm really kind of talking to my brother's ashes in the urn on the song.
Oh, okay.
So I pinned it to him basically. And it's like, the Survivor's Vow is all the shit I'm gonna do since you passed away and you can't do it. I'm gonna do it double. So actually I'm shooting a video for that tomorrow actually. So, but that song is it's my favorite joint on the album. I get goosebumps when I listen to it.
I just got goosebumps hearing about it.
Beat is crazy. It's a beautiful song. It's sad. It's inspiring. And it's also like triumphant because I'm telling them like, yo, since you can't do this, I say I'm gonna catch a goat, taxiderm it for the hall entrance. Promise I'm a ball extra. Diamonds on Viennas, fence electric, cremated ashes stashed inside my necklace. You know what I mean? So I'm just going on a list of shit that I'm gonna do for Kev since he can't do it. And so that's my favorite joint on there. Then we got the people might be familiar with a joint called Slugs to Your Papaya, which was I did the beat and Priest and Roc rapped on it. And so I did a remix of that shit and put a verse on that bitch and changed the beat up a little bit. It's just nasty. So it's a lot of pen work. That beautiful grimy music that me and Roc are known for.
Yeah.
And you can just expect nothing less but that high level, high grade hip hop. You know what I mean?
I love it. With this project, Ekphrasis, is that how I pronounce it? Because like you're killing me with this lyricism, bro. Precipice, Ekphrasis.
I got some intros and interludes that kind of explain it, but it's Ekphrasis. Okay. So it's basically the word. I just caught the word, and I like words, and it was at some point I heard this word, and the word was it's an old Greek word, and it's what it means that the story or the writing or the piece of art that's being given is so vivid, so graphic, so visual that it's better than actually having been there to witness what he's describing. So that's that's the level I feel like my writing is on, you know what I mean? So I can explain shit to you so crystal clear and make you feel like you was there with me, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's why that title, I know everybody's like, what the fuck is that? But
well, like going back to Precipice, gut a pig, that's a pork chop, like
yeah.
you
Ronald
just
Green, man. Yeah, I'm big into I love civil rights and shit. So I'll be catching all these cases and figuring out what they did in the courtroom, you know, with it and whatever. So that was Ronald Green. They beat him, tased him, choked him out, laid him on his stomach, and he died. And so then they went and told them, the family, that he died in a crash. You know what I mean? So that's just a shot at them crooks, you know, them criminal cops and shit. Gut a pig. That's a pork chop for Ronald Green. You know what I mean? That's what I was feeling. Like, how could they do this shit? You know, them niggas need to be gutted. You know what I mean?
yeah. So. Well, you're definitely gutting these beats with all this lyricism that you have and have had for decades. It's not the first time, this Ekphrasis is not the first time I've had to go to the dictionary and be like, what the fuck is he talking about? With that being said, I've taken several songwriting classes in college, and they say to dumb it down, right? And I feel like this new wave of music, not to disrespect anybody, but I feel like they really dumbed down the lyricism, you know, with mumble rap and that kind of stuff. So when you have that on one side of the pendulum, and then you have a lyricist like yourself on the other side, where you've got people like me going to the dictionary to figure shit out, how do you find that balance with, I'm gonna either say this metaphor this way, or if someone gets it, they get it. Who gives a fuck?
Right. I think I work at that. Like, is it too obvious? You know what I mean? If it's too obvious, it's corny to me. You know what I mean? So
right.
I kind of have, I don't know if you know about Easter eggs, where writers put what they call Easter eggs, and
yes.
I do that all the time because
I know this.
That's the rap I like, to be like, oh shit, you know
that's
what?
That's what he meant.
I'm watching the show and they say something about something I heard in the rhyme, and be like, oh shit, you meant that shit exactly. So, I do a lot of that, and I found that it's better to do that than to use all these crazy words and vocab. You know what I mean? The long scientific word shit. Like, if you listen to an Unknown album, me and Kev was on that kind of more scientific, long words, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not one of them niggas that just reads the dictionary and knows all these crazy words, or I don't write my rhymes with a dictionary. It's something I caught somewhere, like Ekphrasis. I saw that on a show or something.
Yeah.
And I heard the word and I said, that shit sounds crazy. And then I'll look it up and it'd be like, wow, I want to use that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think that's where you find the balance, is to do it more simple but still clever. That's what I try to do. Like,
yeah.
It can't be simple. It needs to be simple but clever to me. You know what I mean? So I think that's where I get in that pocket and find that balance at. You know what I mean? Not go too far with it, but also you still got to say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How does that dabble into family life? That delicate balance of industry, artistry, business, and father, you know, being a father or a spouse or however that plays out in your personal life.
I mean, family come first for me. Like, I'm my own boss, so I make my own schedule. I can stop working if somebody need me to come, like, you know, since I'm at the crib, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing whatever for the kids. I'll go grab them, you know what I mean? So for me, it's being able to be my own boss, and I can stop and start. I can work at 1 a.m. I can work at 9 a.m. I can work at 2 p.m. I can not work today, you know what I mean? So I just think you gotta get in that niche where you've got your own freedoms, and then of course you gotta balance what's more important. My kids and all that shit, that's more important than writing this song right now or finishing this beat. I mean, so it's just get your priorities right. But like, at the same time, this is my work, and all these motherfucking interruptions be driving me crazy. Like, you know, I don't just make like 10 beats in a row now no more. Now it's like I make 2 beats and stop in the middle of the third one to go do this and pick up this and go grab my daughter or my son, and then I come back to the beat. So it definitely slows the work down. But again, you gotta look at your priorities. You know, the babies, they come first. Period. You know.
Right. How does family life play into the upcoming album? Are you going to be touring? Are you going to be doing, you know, virtual performances? How's that going to work with this project?
Oh, I mean, I plan on hitting the road. I think I got three banging albums this year already that are tourable. So after this, yeah, I'm looking forward to hitting the road, getting out there. You know, if people are back open, let's go. You know what I mean?
Right. Utah's open. We ain't seen you in a while. Hopefully you'll be out here to Salt Lake City soon.
Yeah, I've been talking to my people, my booking agent. So Salt Lake, yeah, I got to get back out, man. See what's up. Yeah.
Well, I sure appreciate you being here. Is there anything you want to add to the conversation?
No, I think we covered everything. Definitely go get that album on Friday, October 8th, and you know, y'all gonna enjoy it. It ain't gonna be nothing less than fire. So I just want y'all to keep running with me, keep riding with me, and I'm gonna keep giving that gold out. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, appreciate all the listeners, and whenever you need me, I'm here.
I appreciate you, Bronze. Thank you so much for being a part of Morning Cup of Culture. You know we tapped in.
Indeed, bro, Black. I appreciate you.
You stay up, man. Peace.
Oh, peace.
It's Big Shotty V.